I can't even tell you.
Lucas Bardi, that loss against him. MVP then
Yeah.
signed him. What was your reaction when they did that?
They had a plan for me, which was to sign him to get the rematch in, but that just didn't come about. So we've been in contact with Misfits for about 2 years. It was last minute. I mean, it's definitely better than the other fight they had going on.
How do you see that fight going?
A knockout for Anthony Joshua. If he doesn't, I feel like it just goes to the decision.
Do you think it was unfair the way they treated you at the end of that relationship?
Yeah,
Hello and welcome back. We just had a great episode with Chase Moore last week where we spoke about his big fight against Andrew Tate on the Dubai card on Misfits Boxing. And we just had another Misfits Boxing fight week out in Nashville with some standout performances I'd love to talk about. But first and foremost, I was just on my phone and I just seen Mike Koppenberg has announced on the Ring magazine that Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul might be facing. So I think that's something we need to talk about because who could have guessed it? I mean, Miami, December, Netflix, it just makes sense. Gervonta Davis was out. Who do you replace someone like Gervonta Davis as? He is practically the face of boxing. He is one of the biggest names and the most danger that Jake Paul would have ever faced, in my opinion. Now, you're bringing Anthony Joshua. Now, the name is, in my opinion, bigger. Anthony Joshua in the UK is such a household name. So you're bringing all that UK audience into the US market because everyone wants to see Jake Paul knocked out. And Jake Paul is going in there against his most dangerous opponent. Now, what is going to happen in this fight? I truly believe that in round one or round two, I doubt it makes it to round two, Anthony Joshua dispatches of Jake Paul. Now, is that discrediting Jake Paul? No, he has improved massively. I think he is a very good boxer, but Anthony Joshua is a real heavyweight. I mean, we saw what he did against Francis Ngannou, and Francis Ngannou is a seasoned veteran. I mean, we saw what he did against Tyson Fury. I believe he actually won that fight against Tyson Fury. He goes against Anthony Joshua and gets flatlined for the first ever time in his career. Now, you're telling me Jake Paul, the crossover boxer that has been fighting for the last few years, no discrediting, is going to be able to go in there and last more than 2 rounds? I sincerely doubt it. However, I will say Jake Paul getting in the ring with Anthony Joshua is an absolute win. I mean, anyone that wants to discredit Jake Paul cannot do that now. I mean, Jake Paul is going against there with one of the best boxers of our heavyweight generation, of my generation anyhow. I mean, he's had some absolutely fantastic performance, Anthony Joshua. And yes, he has lost a few fights. His last fight against Dubois was a bad showcasing. However, this cannot take away from Anthony Joshua's career and that he is still an active boxer. He's not retired. He is not gone past his prime massively. I mean, is he in his prime? No, but he's not gone past massively. So you cannot discredit Jake Paul. This is a win for him. He makes it past 3 or 4 rounds, and I'm telling you, this is a huge win for Jake Paul and a massive loss for Anthony Joshua. This is a huge risk for Anthony Joshua to even take this fight, to be honest with you. But it's huge no matter the case. This is going to break every number possible, imaginable. I think this is going to be much bigger than the Mike Tyson fight because I believe when Anthony Joshua knocks out Jake Paul, this is going to be played absolutely everywhere. Jake Paul has lost. We saw that against Tommy Fury. We saw how viral that became. Now you imagine him unconscious on the canvas. This is going to be a whole different topic. But enough about Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua and my opinion on that. I want to move on slightly on the Nashville card where Misfits put on another event. And there were some highlight moments. And there was only a couple that really stood out to me. Andrei Arlovski, a previous UFC champion, he fought Kells and performed fantastically. I mean, Kells really did improve. He did improve. He got better, but he's not quite on that level. And Andrei Arlovski went in there and got a phenomenal KO right over the top. Kells was switching stances because I don't believe he switched stances for game plan. I believe this was tired. He was tired in his left arm and he switched to his right arm to keep him out with that jab and he just couldn't, and that shot landed and Kells went flying down. I mean, that's a heavyweight division for you. It is so dangerous and we were proven right there. Andrei Arlovski blasted onto the scene. I think he's a great fighter for Misfits Boxing and could potentially be a great opponent for the winner of Chase Moore, Andrew Tate. I think the heavyweight scene is now getting really excited. But there's another fight, and I think that's something I want to talk about. It's Foxy G, Lil Cray Cray. Lil Cray Cray became the champion. Dean the Great had to put his belt aside, and Lil Cray Cray won the tournament, although it was, for me, one of the most interesting tournaments I've ever seen because he lost. and then came back in and then won a very close fight. I mean, for me, I don't really understand how he became champion. No disrespect to Lil Cray Cray, he's a very good fighter, but don't really understand how he became champion in the first place. But Foxy G fought him. To be honest with you, prior to me watching this, I really thought maybe, as much as I like Foxy G as a person, I thought maybe this is too far. I even thought that about the fight prior to that. I thought maybe Waleed Sharks is too far, but Foxy G is going in there and proving me wrong every single time. He is really dedicating himself as a boxer, and I genuinely believe if he continues this path, he can really take boxing professionally. Now, I know he's doing boxing professionally, but in the crossover space, I mean, going on to a boxer, going on to a Sky Sports, going on to big names like that. I think that is where Foxy G potentially could go if he continues this and keeps active. Because that fight against Lil Cray Cray, he displayed he really can box. And Lil Cray Cray can really box. I believe the size was a huge factor in it, but Foxy G, champion, Misfits lightweight champion, he does need to face Dean the Great. And that is, again, the most dangerous fight Fox is going to take. But Fox may even prove me wrong again. So I'm really excited to see this fight. It needs to happen. Obviously, Dean the Great's been tweeting out that he's got a big fight coming up in December on the Dubai card. So I'm excited to see what that's going to be. But in the meantime, congratulations, Foxy G. I remember meeting you in Misfits 01. Presenter. I remember you even showing me your sparring and asking for a few sparring tips here and there. Well, obviously, I don't do very good sparring. As you can see, my face is currently bruised, but seeing his transformation, seeing the dedication he's put into it, and becoming what he has become now, hats off to you, Foxy G. Absolutely fantastic weekend. Now, one more Misfits notification before we move on to our interview with our exclusive guest. We just seen the announcement between Dylan Dennis and Anthony Taylor. Now, this fight is, for me, really, really good because of the background in it. Because I believe it was when Dylan Dennis was facing off with KSI and he threw a coffee and it hit Wade's face. They then went outside. Anthony Taylor said he was disrespecting KSI and he actually threw an overhand right, which stumbled Dylan Dennis back. I mean, if you saw it, it was a fantastic punch. And Dylan Dennis really looked shocked by it. But I tell you something, Dylan Dennis in the MMA ring, because this is an MMA fight, is such a dangerous opponent. If he gets you into a grapple, I doubt you're coming out. I mean, myself included, when I was put into a chokehold, I was literally gasping for air within a few seconds. But Anthony Taylor has been boxing for a long time. And prior to that, he was in Bellator. He is an established MMA fighter. But this is going to be tough for Anthony Taylor. I'm going to be honest with you. He really needs to utilize his size, his stand-up game, which is going to be better than Dylan Dennis. But if Dylan Dennis grabs hold onto him and manages to get round his neck or gets onto his arm or leg, I really think that's where the fight stops. But if Anthony Taylor can utilize his stand-up game, keep the distance and use his power and size against him, he could win this. And this could be a really good breakthrough for Anthony Taylor and a great comeback fight after that fight he had against Darren Till. So on the topic of Misfits boxing, I want to bring in one of the stars for me who put a fantastic performance on in Nashville, and someone that I want to unpack a little bit of drama. He was with MVP, took a year and a half out, then signed with the rivals Misfits Boxing. I need to know what's going on there. So let's bring him into the booth and find out what's really going on and get a reaction to his latest fight. All right, let's welcome in the booth H2O, who's made a massive comeback. After 1.5 years out of the ring, he gets a TKO in the 5th round. That makes it 12 wins. How does it feel? Have you reflected? Have you watched the fight? How are you feeling right now?
No, I'm doing good. Had a great weekend, and just looking forward to what's coming on next for me.
Absolutely. Now, it's a fantastic performance. I watched it myself, and I think it's a really good comeback. I mean, of that time out of the ring, did you think you were going to have any ring rust? Or I remember seeing an interview with you and Fred Beck, and you said that you didn't want to end it in the first round. You wanted those later rounds. Do you think you would have ended it in the first round?
Yeah, I definitely could have, like, definitely. I had him hurt like multiple times, but like I told Fred that our plan was to get some rounds in. If the knockout comes, like if it's a spectacular knockout comes, and it does, but more so we want to put on a performance, but as well as get some rounds in.
Absolutely. And a performance you did put on. I mean, what do you rate it when watching it back out of, let's state from A to D, what you're giving it?
I haven't even watched it back yet. I want to. I'm gonna watch it back today, but from my memory of like the highlights, I think I did definitely a lot better than what I thought. I looked at very sharp. I I think I was probably overthinking it a little bit of just like a bit of the rust, the ring rust. But like I said, from the highlights, what I've looked at, I looked at very sharp.
Absolutely, I completely agree with you. And I'm curious. You've jumped into Misfits now, which is a different scene from what you were into before, and we're going to talk about that. So I'm curious, what is your game plan from here? Have you spoken with Mams? What's the projection after this fight?
Yeah, I think spoke with the whole team. We all, have a plan of course, for me to become a world champion and making the most money out of it. I think that's pretty much every boxer's goals. But for the next year or so, I think just definitely just to get me a little bit more active in the ring.
Absolutely. Now, how many fights do you think it's going to take to be able to take for that world championship fight?
I'm believing just the max maybe 5 or 6.
No, that should be good. I mean,
5 or 6 like that.
6 fights, you're taking it now to, so if you're on 12 wins now, you'd be on 18 wins. I mean, that would be
Yeah,
ideal for a world championship fight. Now,
exactly.
I'm really curious because I've seen on Twitter and I've seen a lot of speculation. I think it's better just to talk to you. How did this all come about? Obviously, I was very surprised. MVP to them Misfits. I mean, rival companies. MVP is obviously doing their own thing, their own lane, and Misfits is doing theirs. I'm really curious. How did this all come about to you?
Truly, we've been in contact with Misfits for some time now, for about 2 years. We kind of always want to do like a one fight deal type of thing, or whatever the case was. But now that me and MVP had split apart, I think it was just more so the interest of me and Misfits that we both wanted to, like I said, for about 2 years now, we wanted to work something out, and I think it was just almost perfect timing.
What was that
So we kind
initial?
of jumped the gun, huh?
And I mean, what was that initial conversation like with Mams? When I believe it was Mams that contacted you when he phone called you, and obviously you did part ways with MVP. I'm guessing that's the moment he then went to you.
Well, they usually contact my father first or someone from my team, but I don't know who contact who first. I think, like you said, maybe it was Mams,
Mm.
but all I know, I got the my dad told me that Mam's still interested in working with me or working with us, and I kind of liked the idea because, like I said, we had fighters in our gym that countless of fighters in the gym that fought under Misfits, and we liked how they ran things. So I was pretty comfortable with doing or working out something with them. Plus, they always treated me well. Even though I was with MVP, they still flew me out for fights and made sure I had good seating and everything else.
I mean, this was your first fight with Misfits. I'm curious, how did you find it? What was your thoughts around it?
It was last minute, um, but like I said, I've been around Misfits since their first fight, actually, since Misfits won, and um, they put on a great show.
So,
They work with the zone. I love working with the zone as well. So I have no complaints.
no, it looked like an exciting night. I mean, I watched the highlights. I saw some of the moments on there. I mean, it was chaos from beginning to start, and that's really what you expect with Misfits. It's something exciting,
Yeah,
something fresh.
it's very chaotic for sure. But from on my end, it's pretty chill.
Yeah.
I don't really have no chaotic things going on with me. But I like that chaotic stuff. It kind of hypes me up.
Absolutely. I mean, even when I've been at Misfits and I had to do the interviews, it's just non-stop. You're running from one
Yeah,
end to another, and you just don't know what's
yeah,
going on. There's a fight breaking out in the crowd.
yeah,
Again,
yeah.
it's Misfits boxing. What do you expect? Nothing less.
Right. Yeah.
I want to talk to you about something which I think it's on the topic. It's a lot of people talk about it still. It's Lucas Bardi, that loss against him. MVP then
Yeah.
signed him and sort of made him the poster boy. I mean, what was your reaction to that when they did that?
Well, the reaction was more so what they kind of told me. It was that they were going to set the fight up. They signed him. Uh, they had a plan for me, uh, which was to sign him to make sure we was to get the rematch in, but that just didn't come about. So,
Have,
uh,
has there been any
go ahead.
other conversations about a rematch?
No, I think more so it's been on Lucas end of the bar. Well, I don't know actually whose, but I think it's what Lucas said out of his mouth. I think someone told me in one of the interviews. I don't know which one, but that he said he wouldn't fight me or give me a rematch. So I think it's kind of him that kind of yeah, that's kind of backing away from it.
I mean, my opinion was when I saw it as well, it
Uh-huh.
seemed a little bit unfair that whole situation, how it was treated, because obviously you built, helped build MVP, and I have a lot of respect for the company because what they've done and how far they've come. However, you helped build MVP, then that fight happened, and it was an unfortunate loss. I mean, it shocked everyone. Even when I saw it, I
Yeah,
was so surprised by it, and it sort of
yeah.
seemed that they then navigated away from you and sort of focused on Lucas Bardi. So I'm sort of then I want to throw it to you. Do you think it was
Uh,
unfair the way they treated you at the end of that relationship?
yeah, I mean, I kind of could say it was. There's a lot of things that was pretty unfair, but uh, kind of like that's how I kind of see life. That's how life is. So I mean, I don't really take it to harm. Just move on to the next. That's why well, I'm in the that's why I'm in a position now with Misfits, who has been treating me fair since before I was with them, and on the opposing and like you said, the rivalry side, they still treated me well. So just found my spot here.
Absolutely. I mean, I believe MVP actually had some things to say, and I don't want to dwell too much on this topic, but they had some things to say when you did sign for Misfits. And I remember seeing it on Twitter, and I don't know the exact tweet, but they said something along the lines of, when you sign for Misfits, you're no longer taken as a serious pro boxer. I mean, what's your reaction to that? What's your sentiment?
Shit, I can't even tell you. You said it was after. You said it was after or before.
After you signed with Misfits Boxing, after you signed, there was a tweet online. I don't want to stir too much, but there was a tweet online. I
Yeah.
don't know whether it was from Nikita himself. I doubt it, but from the MVP page where it says, once you sign for Misfits, you no longer then take your career seriously.
Yeah, they can't be talking about me. That's all I know. They can't be talking about me. I know that damn for sure.
I mean, we've got a big Dubai card coming around the corner. Again, you mentioned it on the Fred interview that there was possibility of you having a fight on there. I mean, is there anything on that?
Now that Dubai card is gonna be very entertaining fight. I feel like majority of these fights nowadays are just entertainment. It's no seriousness to it unless you like someone like me or someone that's been boxing for years. Uh, or what's it like Turkey Alishi? He's putting on like actual real boxing fights. Other than that, I feel like every other fight is just for entertainment.
Well, let me set the scene for you a little bit. Dubai is a big card, super card. Mams Taylor calls you, says, I want you to fight on this card, but give me your dream opponent. So you tell me what would be your dream opponent to have on this Dubai card if you were to fight on it?
Like who would I like to fight?
Yeah, if you could choose anyone, you're fighting on this Dubai card, you could choose anyone. Who would it be?
Shit. I mean, whatever is gonna bring me the most pay, honestly. Yeah, honestly. I've never been big on like chasing someone or having a dream opponent because I feel like I'm either the top dog or I'm going to be the top dog. So I really don't be having nobody in mind, but just winning and money.
Big card, as we just said. Jason Moore versus Andrew Tate. I mean, it had everyone talking. I know you have some relationship with Jason Moore as well. What do you make of this fight? Do you think people are writing Chase off, or do you think people are fair in saying that Andrew Tate is a favorite in this fight?
I mean, honestly, talking with like friends and everyone, is I don't think people writing Chase off. To be honest, I think people. I know Chase got a definitely a different style of boxing, and I think people are starting to respect it a bit because he's getting wins from that style. But they also is on the flip side. They know Andrew Tate has a history of being a professional fighter, so they're kind of like trying to weigh it out. Uh,
I mean, I don't know whether you saw as well today announced by Mike Koppenberg, Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul, December in Miami because the Javante Davis card was just called off. What do you think
yeah.
of that?
Um, I mean, it's definitely better than the other fight they had going on. Previous before that is more of a I would have said entertain. Yeah, it's more of an actual fight than an entertainment fight. I could say this one you could definitely respect it more. Um,
I mean, how do you
uh,
see that fight going?
I mean, you got to give it to Joshua. Like if like I mean, for one, he's a heavyweight. I don't know how many times he was a champion at that weight class, but a former champion at that, just being that former champion as a heavyweight Olympian, like he has all the accolades, and he's not that old, so you got to go with Joshua. It'll be a big upset if not, which it
Absolutely.
can be that way, but
How would Jake Paul win a fight like that? Because for me, you look at Joshua when he fought Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou has a far higher pedigree than Jake Paul does, much
yeah,
bigger, the size, everything, and he got knocked out bad. I mean, it was a
yeah.
really bad knockout. How does Jake Paul make it to the end of the fight? I mean, that's what I can't see happening.
I definitely believe like he can make it to the end of the fight. I don't know. I feel like Joshua is, I wouldn't say washed up, but it's almost like it's like I don't know. I just don't know what happened to him like that. I feel like he's kind of like, if he'll he either give you a good night or a bad one, and it's just if he shows up that night. I feel like if he shows up, then it could possibly end in a knockout for Anthony Joshua. If he doesn't, I feel like it just goes to the decision. So I just feel like whatever night Anthony Joshua wants to have.
I want to go back to your career a little bit. I mean, you just finalized this year. We've got a big year coming up, 2026. Could you give me a game plan of what you would like to see yourself do next year? How many fights? What would you like? What would you be happy with?
Uh, Next year I'd be happy with 4 fights. Yeah,
And
4 to 5 would be pretty good. Yeah,
and any sort of opponents you would have in mind, or do you just take what they're going to give to you?
yeah. I just take, like I said, whatever is gonna pay me well. I just take whatever they're gonna give me.
I love it. Now, the last thing I'm going to get you to do, as I do with all the guests on the podcast, is could you give me some final words for the fans, what they can expect from you, and just any words you have of wisdom?
The fans and whoever is soon to be watching me can definitely expect the same H2O plus more excitement, definitely more knockouts, and just a better version of me. I've been training for to myself, not even for any. Well, definitely preparing for fights, but really truly to get my body back right for over a year. So I feel this is it's just a new chapter.
Ashton, it's great to have you on. It's really exciting to see you back in the ring as well. I expect big things coming up. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you at
Yeah,
the next event.
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me, dog.
It's great to have H2O on. I mean, I was really curious to see how we went from MVP to Misfits and also what is his projection from here because I think a lot of people were shocked when he did get knocked out. Was he going to make a comeback? And it looked like he is on the right track for that. But anyhow, that's enough from me. That's enough from the episode. Make sure you're checking out all the links below, whether that's subscribing, liking, following the Instagram, Twitter. I'm going to be active on here. Although you may not see me all the time on Misfits now, or whether it's your other platforms, make sure you're watching every video every week, and we'll catch you next week with the next guest.